So welcome back to Rickey Does It, where today I'll be making Pennywise out of construction paper. So I'm just gonna jump right in. And the funny thing here is that the characters I do already have kinda big heads for their bodies. So if I want to keep Pennywise proportional, I'm gonna have to give him one big melon. Now this here is my second attempt at making his yellow jumpsuit, but if I get Loki out here, these don't really work. Yeah, they're puffy pants, but not the big balloony it clown pants I want. So I'm just gonna start with a fresh piece of paper, lay down those MC Hammer pants for reference, and just really exaggerate those proportions. And I'll just knock these ruffles out later. And yeah, those are much better clown pants. So there's part of his neck ruffle, and I'm gonna use this gorgeous purple for another layer. And I'm also going to use it for his vest. I know it's kind of black, but it's also kind of sparkly, so I think this will give a good effect. And even though it's such a little accent, I'm going to get a pink trim on that vest. And one more layer of ruffles. So let me glue all these ruffles together. And get that melon on there. Now this hair seems like it might be a bit of a challenge since I don't want it to just look like two red puffs. So let's see what these baby scissors and some patience can do. And needless to say, I'm making the Tim Curry Pennywise from the 1990 miniseries. I am super excited for the new movie, which as of this recording is coming out later this week, but I'm not sure how exciting that Pennywise would be to make, since he's kind of all one color. But there are some interesting shapes, so if you'd like to see me make the 2017 version, let me know in the comments. So let's get that screaming wig glued on. Yes! Sorry for the shaking, but that looks cool. Unfortunately, I've been taking a closer look at some production stills, and it's pretty obvious that there's some blue in these ruffles. So I'm just going to do my best to take this apart without ruining the hair I was just so jazzed about. So I was real careful to trace the purple layer so the blue would fit, but honestly, I could have just cut random strips, then trimmed them to fit. Now I'm going to redo that top layer, trim those stripes down, and get it all back together. And yeah, that looks way better. So let's work on those arms. I'm just going to cut them out of purple first. And for some reason, I decided to stop and make the line down his outfit in orange pom-poms. So here's me doing that. And it really is interesting to see how many different colors there are in this one costume. So let's get back to those arms. And this time I think it will actually help to outline first, then cut from the same shape to get these stripes. I mentioned earlier that this version of It came out in 1990. Well, in the book, it says that Pennywise comes back about every 27 years to terrorize the people of Derry, Maine. So I think it's pretty cool that it's now 27 years since the miniseries came out, and we're getting a new movie. And now his cuffs are this more royal blue. So that's what? The 7th color we've used so far? That's clowns for you. And here's a quick montage of me struggling to get these hands right. And in the end, I decided to just make one of them a fist so he could be holding a balloon. So now his feet, which I was kind of surprised to find were just normal sized shoes. And we can't forget those ruffles. And I looked at a lot of images, even Halloween costumes and dolls, and I'm still not sure what color these stripes are. So I'll just make them purple and blue and call it a day. And okay, I tried to make the shoes a little more clowny, but they really do look better just as simple black shoes. So for the string on his balloon, I'm going to start with this thin cardboard I just happen to have lying around. Now for that iconic red balloon, which I think he's only actually holding once in the original miniseries. And now I'm going to put a second layer of cardboard on that string. Put a little patch on the back for extra support. And finish it off with a layer of white. Yeah, that floats real nice. So let's get to drawing. I'll start with some folds on his baggy pants. And some other details. Now let's get that face laid out. Now I know I could easily color all these elements in, but that's not really the spirit of what I do here. So let's get that nose cut out. And some lips. And some nice yellow teeth. Now let's get to coloring. And here's where I'm going to get that glittering effect on his vest. And yeah, I think that totally works. And I'll just be back and forth, doing what I need to do to get him done. Now back to that face, get a little shading in there. And I'm just going to color in his eyes. And now we ink. Always remember, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Now one last touch of blue on his eyes, some red on his lips, a shine on that nose, and there he is, our Pennywise. I want to make a quick shout out to my friend Keith, who not only said he'd love to see more horror characters, but was also inspired to make his own Torgo from Manos, the Hand of Fate. Love it. And here's Pennywise with all the other horror related characters I've done so far. So if there's anyone else you'd like to see me make, let me know in the comments, and yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and check out some of my other videos, and make sure you subscribe for all future videos. And why not follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Rickey Does It. That's Rickey Does It. See you soon.